Hey there, guys. We're back. We're back. I'm testing my volume. All right. Yeah, it's Saturday, June 21st. And let's see here. Let me put on some generic music to keep us company. Is that generic enough? That's pretty generic. All right. All right, let me see. I got some paper on the table. Got some stuff here. Got a pencil. Making sure I got some stuff to work with here before we get started. And okay, there we go. Got that. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. Let me see who's in the room with us tonight. Hello, everybody. This is Bill Mouse. I am also known as Bill Mouse Art, because that's the name of my website, and it's convenient to be named after your website. Fatal J, what's up, dude? Fatal J says, what's up, Bill? Got some of your Stargate stuff from back in the day. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome, man. That's a callback and a half. Yeah, it's what's kind of cool about that too is first of all, it's cool that you got that stuff from back then. That's awesome. We were actually the very, very first publishing company that ever licensed Stargate to do comics. So you got some little bit of history there with you. Very first ones out the gate. I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you're hanging out with us. That's awesome. Some person in the room. That's awesome. How you doing, some person? Ken Zazer in the room. Good evening. Good evening, good sir. Glad you're here, dude. Very cool, very cool. Kevin says you guys are on here a bit early. just a wee bit. All good. Let's see. Kevin says, a Stargate into a world where women only wear bikinis. Yes. That's the world we draw. So it goes to Brazil. Right? All right, let me see here. Let me just fix my volume here a little bit. Okay, good. It was just a little loud in my headphones. Kevin says, let's see, someone competing in the Miss Bum Bum competition. Yeah, no, this was I was just on another live stream with Don Draws Stuff. So you got to look up Don Draws Stuff. I'll a little bit later on, or after the show, I'll put the link in the description of this video. But this is the sketch that I did over on their live stream about an hour or so ago. We were all talking about the Zen Intergalactic Ninja Nira X crossover comic that I've got over on Kickstarter right now. And I believe I already have the link for that in the description. If somebody's watching this a little bit later, please back our book. Please back our indie book. Some person says Nira walks through the door. Hey, could you draw me some pants for once? Never. I know, right? It's like, why? Why would I do that? Nira, I'm going to tell Kat where you're hiding the cookies. Never any pants. I don't know what's up with that. I know, 1 minute late, sorry. And now it's 2. Kevin says it's 2, making up for being early the other times, right? Oh man, Kevin says tonight needs to be summer related, right? You know what? Is today the actual first day of summer? Summer solstice? Summer. It's close enough. If it's not today, I know that it was like close enough to today that today would be good enough. Let's see. Such a taskmaster. Yes. Ken says Bill's a professional now. Yeah, you looked at my Facebook profile picture, huh? I don't know what I did to all of a sudden be recognized as a professional. Professional what? Some person says a professional cheesecake maker. Welcome to the bakery. Christopher Bouchard, hey, what's up, my friend? Hey, by the way, everybody's commissions that were going to be shipped this week, they either went into the mail yesterday or early this morning. So those boxes are now in the mail. Just so everybody knows, that things are on the way. If anybody who's on a list of people that I artwork was about to be shipped out, just let you know it's in the mail now. Some person says maybe a tiki bar. Yes, one of those outdoor places. We actually just built a little bar in our backyard too. You know, have to load it up with some Nira X goodies. Bring some chicks over. Kevin says summer started yesterday after 7 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, yesterday's close enough. We can do that. This is all good. It's we'll celebrate summer. You know, since this was a piece that I drew for the live stream before, so we're going to include this in our little art auction at the end of the show. Just so you know that this will be one of the pieces that we'll give away today to one lucky winner. Chet says, "What list?" The list. It's more like a pile. It's more like a stack. But it's good though. I did start digging into the stack. Like my schedule is finally a little bit more normal now, where I'm dividing up my day between book deadlines and commissions, and extra artwork and things like that. So I am glad that I'm actually tackling into both of them. But yeah, list is a kind word. It's more like stack and or pile. Christopher says, awesome. Can't wait to get the artwork. Very cool. Very cool. Kevin says, look, I just got 3 notifications that you are on live. Okay, if you go to YouTube, you'll find me live now, because Kevin finally got 3 notifications. These things are always so late. Some person says Nira tiki glasses could work. Ooh, her villains could look like they could be tiki faces. Yeah, that would actually that's kind of a cool idea. Kind of like that idea. Ken says commissions on the way. Ooh. Yours are still in the process of being inked, sir. But they'll be on the way soon. Well, actually, yours go into the drawer. Then they go on the way. Christopher says, how about Nira on the beach? All right, that's our first official idea for tonight. Oh, you know what? And you guys can let me know. I was going to do my normal penciling, like do a rough pencil and then ink it tight afterwards, so that it comes out looking like, like our typical ink, our pen and ink drawings. But if you want to, let me see, let me put this back in the right slot here. There we go. If you want to, we could do a piece like this. There we go. Now you can see the blue line underneath. I could do a blue line sketch, and then I will technically ink it with a black color pencil. That's how I did this sketch for the last live stream. So this is actually a pencil piece. It's with a black color pencil, so it kind of resembles an inked piece. So maybe we should decide together as a group whether or not we're going to have like a rough pencil that I'll ink later, or we'll just do a piece like this. So that way you see what the finished piece looks like right off the bat. But it does have the blue line in the background and stuff. So we could still do digital color on top. That's not a problem. But it will be a piece similar to like the chipboard drawings that we do every once in a while, where it's just like what you see is what you get. And plus, I wouldn't be able to modify it afterwards. So if we wanted to push it not safe for work, whatever. So we're voting one way or the other, either rough pencil or the black rendered pencil. And we'll see if we can decide which way to go. He says commissions. Which ones? Well, I know one of them is Christopher Bouchard's piece. I know the other one was a piece that was going to Canada, because I remember there being a Canadian sticker on there. And the third one, I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to go to my shipping list. I have to find out which one's which. But Kevin, all of your pieces go in the drawer. Your pieces go into the vault, and they get sent later by personal courier. Because I'm going to take you all of your art next year to San Diego Comic-Con, because that's my plan since I can't go this year. Very cool, very cool. See, Kevin says, if Nira is going to be on the beach, it has to be Black's Beach. She loves it there. Yes. Very cool. Very cool. Saying hello to some person. That's awesome. Very cool. Ken agrees. Black's Beach. That's right. Yummy. Oh, well, you know what? If we're gonna do Black's Beach, and we have to keep it safe for work during the show, so we should probably do a regular pencil piece. So that way, we can, when we ink it, you'll have the option, of course, of making it correctly not safe for work. So we're probably going to shoot for a regular pencil piece, I think. So that way I can erase some of the bits, and when I ink it, it'll be like the not safe for work version. Kevin says, I think Ken understands Black's Beach. Yes. Chet says, kind of did a Nira Beach like last week, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We did kind of do a little bit of kind of a beach scene, but we are kind of like sticking with summertime, so it's like little summer themes. If we come up with something, actually, no, what we did last week, we did the hot tub, and I think before that we did a beach scene, if I remember right. I might be getting them mixed up a little bit. But I know we've got Nira, and I know we've got summer, and possibly beach, because we're mentioning Black's Beach over and over again. Let's see. Ken says, yep. Pool, perhaps. Maybe a grotto. A grotto would be fun. Thus, a tiki bar seems fitting. We could do the tiki bar. Her sitting at the tiki bar having a drink. Some person says, let's go inland and explore the island. This could be good. I kind of like the idea of the tiki bar. I kind of like the idea, maybe her sitting at the bar having a drink, all sexy. That'd be kind of cool. Chet says, sigh. Maurice, what's up, dude? Hey, Bill and others on the stream. Very cool. Super glad you're hanging out with us, dude. Some person says several beaches in a row. Ken says, since it's a 50th anniversary of Jawas, maybe Nira swimming and Delta Void coming up from underneath. Oh, I know you meant to say, okay, Jaws. I know you. There you go. So 50th. Yeah, we can include some Jaws up there. Delta Void coming up from underneath like Jaws. That would be kind of dope. That's a possibility. I like that idea. I like that imagery. I like the tiki bar, though. Maybe we might have to do both. I'm not sure. Let's see why this side. Jaws, yes. Chet says needs something different and new. Well, the tiki bar would get us out of the water, so away from the beach scenes. Have her sitting cool, maybe with some cool sunglasses and maybe a big hat or something. Looking extra sexy at the bar. Maurice says grotto with a private waterfall. Kind of like that. I like the grotto ideas a lot. How about Jawas? Jawas are always a good idea to put in there. Let's see. Some person says to expand some options, it could be a bar floating on the water. This is very true. All right, let's see. Let's get started a little bit. Let's see. Let me put this light up here so it doesn't cast too much of a shadow as I'm drawing. Okay, that's way it looks okay. Looks all right. All right. If I have Nira sitting at the bar, maybe the bar is floating in the water. Maybe we still have Jaws coming up out of the water. This could be a thing. I'll put down some lines, and then we're going to see where we are. And I think doing it in the rough pencil is probably the way to go this time anyway, because we're probably going to do some little bit of modification and whatnot. I see that my hat got right into the middle of the camera, so let me take my hat off. That way you don't just look at the brim of my hat for frickin' ever. There we go. All right, headphones are having an issue. It's kind of weird. It's like I feel like I have to wear the headphones while I'm streaming because I can't hear the music otherwise. And even though there's nobody else talking on the show, like listening to the music makes me feel like I'm in the show. Like if something happens to the music, I'll know that something conked out. All right, let me raise my chair just a little bit. Yes, yes. All right, let me get a little bit of her face in here and get her looking sultry. Yeah, the pencil might be better, so that way we can always, if we want to make some little changes or little modifications, we can do that. Hey, look, Ken, recognize this pencil? Yeah, I think you do. All right, here we go. Let me push this way. There we go. Now we see a little bit more of what we're doing here. All right, good, good, good. Make sure the light's not blowing out the paper. I'll jump back in the chat in just a second. Let's give Nira just a little bit of a expression on her face here, real quick, before we catch up with what everybody's talking about. And Nira's enjoying a little Mai Tai on the beach, a little drink, one of them drinks with the umbrella in it. And I can stay fast and loose with the pencil, so that way we can add a little bit more details and stuff. Let's see, where's my other eraser? There it is. Excellent. All right, make sure the camera's focusing in here. We could still be pretty close because since we don't have any other elements drawn in yet. I like the idea of Nira having some glasses while she's on the beach. One of them cool beach hats, you think? You know, if I find out that I can actually just play the music because I'm by myself and I don't have to wear the headphones, that would be a total game changer for my solo shows. I'm gonna experiment with that at some point. I don't want to do it right now because if we freaking blow out the sound right now, then we have to like mess with that for a few minutes. All right, I just want to get enough of this in here so that way we kind of know which direction we're headed with this here. Kind of funny to see Nira with glasses. All right, let me see where you guys are at so I don't fall too far behind. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, I gotta scroll all the way back up. Let's see, Kevin says, who would be swinging from the vines overhead? Actually, you know what? Looking up on the camera, I think the brim of her hat needs to be a little bit lower. See, the camera even helps me. There we go. This is going to be a vacationing summertime Nira, I think. All right, let's see. Murray says Bill is swinging from the vines. Fatal J says, I'm back. What's up, Bill? I am here drawing what appears to be Nira in having a summertime drink at a tiki bar. I think that's where everybody's kind of pushing this a little bit. We'll see how sexy we can get Nira sitting at this tiki bar here. And Fatal J says, let's see, always loved your style. I always thought your style was dope for a Spider-Man book. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, Spider-Man's like, that's a bucket list item for me. But yeah, I'll take that as a highest compliment, man. Thanks a lot for that. If I could draw Spider-Man, oh, you won't hear the end of it. But yeah, I appreciate the compliment, dude. I'm glad you like the art. Christy Han, what's up, dude? Saying hello to everybody. Maurice says Nira has a drunk expression on her face. Yeah, I think so too. I think she's had a couple. Kevin says, wasn't there a Jaws homage as a cover or pinup way back when? In the Avatar era? Yes, during the Avatar era, I did have Nira like she was floating in the water on a floaty or something. Kind of like with her back towards us. And there was like one of those aliens coming up from underneath, from the deep. You're correct. Good memory, man. Good memory. Kevin says all alcohol drinks should be Sex on the Beach. Very cool. Very cool. Ken says, yep, shoot first, alternate cover. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Because she's like topless on this floaty thing. Yeah, I remember that with the little thongs. Kevin Green says, glasses. Oh no, Nira is channeling her inner Baroness. Yes. Yo, Joe is what I say. Maurice says, make her glasses like Trinity. Trinity then, and Kevin won't have to worry about the Baroness. I know, right? We'll see. We'll see what shape the glasses take. I sort of have like the little placement for where they're going to go right now. I was sort of thinking like aviator glasses a little bit, just because sometimes like she looks cute just in big glasses. Ken says, Baroness. I got a Malka Baroness piece from Bill I love. I remember that piece well. That's a favorite piece, dude. I like the little artsy background that we ended up putting on it and stuff. It's like, yeah, I like that piece a lot. Kevin says, I thought so. I just couldn't remember the issue. This is why you're the archivist of the Citadel. Yes. Ken says, that's quite a jaunty hat. I know, right? It's a big, huge hat. Very summertime. Like in an Indy Jones movie or something. Fatal J says, in a perfect world, we need a Zen TNMT crossover. Yes. If I could pull that off, don't think we haven't talked about that before, because that's something that's been kind of pushed around before. Like, so if the opportunity ever comes, I'm definitely going to take it. Kevin says, direction we are headed south, somewhere that will make Jet sigh. Kevin says, you did. Now why don't I remember this? Oh no. Some person says it could be a little tiny hiding on her hat. Yes. I could sort of see that. I could see that easily. That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. I kind of like that idea. Like I kind of want to capitalize on that, like now before we move ahead. So let's see. We're a little closer on her. Maybe a little tiny evil Nira on her hat. Kind of jealous that she's having a good time. There we go. Have her sneaking around up here. All right, so I got our little placement there. You see, and okay, focus. There you go. All right, so I got her loosely there. You can see that she's like on her belly. kind of butt up in the air a little bit. Seeing what Nier is up to. Let me see. I'll get that in focus there. There we go. There we go. I remember anybody who hasn't seen our show before, when we do the rough pencils like this, at the end of the show, we do auction off the pencil, but what you're going to receive is a fully inked, an actual inked piece like this. There's just there's time limitations. Let me see. Make sure I put this in the right spot here. There we go. There's just time limitations on the show being able to actually get the inks all finished before the end of the show. So we get the rough pencil all finished up, and then we ink it afterwards. Jet says, "Shush, Kev." Kevin says we wouldn't hear the end of it if you do Spider-Man. What I hear is you complaining about deadlines. I know, right? But I would definitely take the challenge, man. I would definitely do it. Christy Hand says Spider-Man and the Harem. Yes. Kevin says, I like the Baroness. It makes me think Baron ass. Ken says, can ENX be the bartender? Ooh, that's a good idea. I do like that idea a lot. Let me see. Let me pull the camera back just a little bit. Get right here. Let's get a little pose here. Find out how much space Nira is taking up. And we'll see. And we'll see if ENX can be the bartender. That would actually be pretty dope. I like that idea a lot. I like that idea a lot, Governor. All right, so I now want to have Nira's hand here. I want to have a little tiki drink here. And a lot of this will be tightened up when I ink it up later, but we know where all the pieces are gonna go. I'm basically getting all of this in here just so I can hurry up and get to where I'm supposed to place Evil Nira being the bartender. I got to see how much space Nira is taking at the bar here. A lot of rough lines, but that's what we want. So that way we know where to ink our stuff. Here we go. Pull back just a little bit here. That way we can see a little bit more of the actual canvas. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, let's see where we got here. Got a little bare feet. Make sure we get our elbows. She hates it when I forget her elbows. People are picky. She doesn't like to be elbowless. Have her hand kind of caressing her belly a little bit. Hey, it's summertime, man. She's out here enjoying herself. All right, we're gonna get to ENX being the bartender in just a second. Let me catch up with the chat just a little bit and see what we got going on. Make sure I'm not falling too far behind here, guys. Let's see. Kevin says that big would fit in just fine on the opening day of the races at the Del Mar horse races. You know what? I think I was kind of thinking that when I drew the hat. It's like one of those kind of hats, right? It's definitely that style. Ken says, let's see, ENX, what's your poison? Careful, because it might be literal poison, bitch. Kevin says, ENX would try to serve something from the bottle with a skull and crossbones on it. She would. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Where did we go? There we are. Okay, I'm not too far behind. I'll catch up, and then we're going to start with ENX's part here. You read my mind. Ken says, and of course, ENX has a slingshot black bikini. Mm-hmm. I could see that. That's her style. That's her styly. Some person says ENX is saying, let's see, wait, there's a tiny version of myself under your hat. Kevin says, if ENX is the bartender, we need to see Isaac from the Love Boat tied up in the background. I hope I remember you said that. I kind of want to put Isaac in the background somewhere. He's got to be somewhere, right? He's the all-time bartender, man. Some person says the little tinies are kind of like the little drawings put on the borders of band magazine panels. I know, right? Yeah, just those little dudes, just like causing trouble on the side. That's it. Nobody else can see him. Kevin says, and on that day, ENX gave up drinking alcohol for 6 hours. Ken says, we wouldn't see Isaac, Kevin, because he's out of sight. Let's see, would ENX be in disguise? Maybe just an eye patch? That's a thought, but it is like a vacation day. She might be out in the open, but it would be funny, though, to see her with an eye patch on. Kind of lean into the theme, right? Kevin says, I trust you on that, Ken. I'm too young to have really seen that show, but I bet he's dynamite. I'm not drawing JJ, but Isaac makes sense. Some person says, Nira, didn't you have an eye patch on the other side? What eye patch? Kevin says, little tinies are Bill's version of the Femlin from Playboy. Let's see. We love. Well, Love Boat was syndicated rerun. It was syndicated reruns for me too. It was. So let's see here. I was thinking about having like the ocean over here and having Jaws coming out, but I have to have some room. So let's see if she's got her elbow on the bar. We're gonna see where we're going with this now. We're gonna see where we're going with this. All right, gonna have little tiki bar decorations of some kind. Let's see, we won't draw this too low because it might be putting, for all I know, we might be drawing some Jawas down here. I'm not really sure. It all depends how the rest of the evening goes. And we'll see what her other leg will be doing in just a moment. So we got to have room for that. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of a bikini on our girl here before YouTube shuts us down, right? All right, so we got a little bit of a bikini here. Don't want to draw too much of a bikini. There we go. A little something, something like this. All right, let's see a little space here. We got to have some space for Evil Nero over here, possibly with eye patch. We shall see. Looking sly. Still gotta draw where the other eye is. Let me see. Then I'll draw an eye patch on top of it. There we go. ENX enjoys a drink every now and then. She's probably having a good time being a bartender. And her delta, of course, goes on the opposite side. Being Nera's doppelganger and all. You know, I do like the idea of the patch. So we're going to have a little eye patch on there. Cool. So we got her hiding over here a little bit. There we go. Move this here. There you go. Keep that in focus a little bit. I'm gonna have her hair flipped over to one side, looking all cool. I'm still thinking about where to hide Isaac. Don't think I've forgotten. All right, let's see here. Let's have her hair go off to the side here. She's definitely a bikini girl. I got little tiki bar sticks here underneath. This is looking good, guys. Whoops. Didn't mean to turn that light on. There we go. Just wanted to move the camera a little bit. There we go. And of course, the infamous turn it sideways. All right, let me catch up with the chat a little bit, and then we'll see where else the drawing is going to go. I sort of had this idea, like if the beach is right over here, like we could still see the water, and we could still have like, I kind of like the idea of Jaws like coming up out of the water just because of that 30th. Is it what anniversary is it for Jaws? You have to remind me again. Mighty Geek, what's up, dude? In the house with us. Glad you're hanging out with us, dude. Isaac is one of TV's greatest bartenders. I know. That's why we have to have him. We have to have him in, like hiding around the tiki bar somewhere. Since we got the little tiki things here. Got this. Yeah, I think. You know, I'm going to get a quick picture of Isaac up on my screen real quick. You know what? I'm going to draw him from memory. Let's see what happens. I could look up. I could look up reference later if I screw it up. All right. We're going to go for memory. We're going to go for Isaac. I know he's got 2 eyes, so I'm doing pretty good so far. This is good. And I know that he would be really happy to have Mira at the bar, so I'm going to make him like with a cool surprise expression on his face. Because he's going to be like, oh, hell yeah. And of course, his signature handlebar mustache. As long as I get that bow tie on him, I should be close. If I go off center too much, he might look like Richard Pryor a little bit. But I think we'll be okay. Might have his hairline a little wrong. Let me see here. I'm gonna look up his reference and see how close I got to his hairline. His hairline reminds me of Richard Pryor too much. There's Isaac. Let me see here. I'm gonna make double sure. Let's see here. Isaac from the Love Boat. Pretty darn close. He does have like a little widow's peak. I thought so. I thought he did. I'm not a portrait guy, so not bad. Not bad for a little caricature of Isaac from the good old Love Boat. Now that's Isaac. Here we go. Isaac from the Love Boat. All right, we've got ENX as the bartender. We got Nira having a good time at the tiki bar. I'll make sure to not leave out the fact that she has 2 legs. But I'm not sure what else is going on in the background here, so I'm going to hold off on her right leg for just a minute. Ken says maybe it's a swim up bar, so Jaws is just chilling with the drink too. That's actually a dope idea that it's a swim up bar. I do like that idea a lot. Let's see, we turn this light just a little bit further that way. There we go. I like the idea of the swim up bar. I like that idea a lot. You know what we have to have over here too is the customary tiki roof. So let's make sure we get the little tiki roof. It's not a tiki bar without the little tiki roof. Little grass hut roof. All right, cool, cool, cool. I was gonna have him come out in the typical, come out of the water in that typical Jaws pose, but it is funnier to kind of just have him at the bar with a freaking drink. Celebrating Jaws' anniversary, y'all. Okay, he's been at the bar for a while. Check out this belly on this guy. This tiki bar is happening, y'all. Oh shit. All right, this is looking pretty good. This is pretty good. Nice little mix of ideas. Nice little mix of ideas. All right, Kevin says, well, if at a bar, where's Norm? Shit. Okay, for him, I have to get some reference. Let's see if we could stick Norm in here. All right, I'm not a portrait guy, but I think I could maybe do this. We're celebrating Jaws' anniversary. We're honoring Norm for being a part of things for so long. Let's see if we could fit Norm in here. Who would be at a bar other than Norm? Norm is like the quintessential I'm at the bar guy. There we go. We'll give him a little smile. He's being remembered here. We're honoring good old Norm. Hanging out here with these hot babes at this little tiki bar. Of course, if he's at a bar, he's holding a mug of beer, so he's not drinking frilly drinks. We'll give him a mug. Oh, got to change my lead out a little bit. Hey Ken, just so you know, the lead just ran out, but it didn't break. Just so you know, the pencil has still got a good run. All right, we got Norm back. We're honoring Norm a little bit. It's good. It's good. It's a nice thing to do. Mighty Geek says, now it would be fun to see Norm enter the bar. If I didn't take up all that space with the shark, probably could have had a little bit more of a thing there. But it's cooler to have Norm sitting at the bar. But of course, maybe we can just assume that there's different little places to sit down here in the old swim up bar. As Chris Dehan says, maybe an island in the far back. That's a possibility. Could have some little palm trees or something back there. We could try and fit that in there a little bit. As Kevin says, Jaws has officially become Jabberjaw. I think so too. Chris Dehan says, or a waterfall. That'd be something good for the background. Let's see. Kevin says that is a little bikini. As Courtney would ask, how is it staying on? Some person says some ideas for decor: tiki statues, very ugly, buoy balls, overly decorated drinks to an insane degree. We do need to have a couple of these buoy balls around, that's for sure. And a couple of them little tiki statues. So let's draw one of those buoy balls here. And we'll see where we might put another one. Some of those have like a little rope net around them and stuff like that. This one, I kind of drew it to be like a cartoony dynamite. Those old tiki statues. I gotta find a place where I could put a tiki statue. So let me get a quick little thing here. Tiki statue. That way I get a little quick reference. There we go. All right, there we go. Tiki statue. Because why not use voice to text? Especially. and voice to text betrayed me. It said Kiki statue instead. I'm just like, bro, Tiki statue is like it doesn't even run. There you go. There we go. I just need a little starting point. A little starting point. Let's get us started a little bit. All right, so we'll get a big one right here behind Evil Nera, behind ENX here. That way we get a little feel for it here. There we go. Make sure we got its tiki statue right behind her. And I'll keep it in mind. Let me see where else maybe I could fit a tiki statue. Maybe I put one right on top of Jaws' head. Cool. That's a good idea. I like that. Kevin says Sly Stallone or Sly and the Family Stone. Let's see. Why do I see why do I see one of the tiki glasses being that of a big helmet? Ah, a dark helmet, perhaps. Some person says, whatever you do, make Isaac do the finger guns thing, even if he's tied up. Oh shit, that's right. I got some space. I could do the finger guns. I got some space. I got time. I got space. There you go. At least I got one in there. I got one in there. Doing at least one finger gun. Tied up, strung up, upside down, like the shark. All right, let me catch up with you guys. Ken says Nira seems a little bigger today. Not complaining. Yeah, I made her very front and center today. She's the largest character by far. Let's see. Is it just me, or does the camera not like Bill tonight? Let's see. Focus here, buddy. There you go. Yeah, I'll bring you a little bit closer. There you go. Focus a little bit. I don't know if the light's being weird or what. Let me see here. So some person says, when on vacation, she puts the boobs on extra large. Yeah. 50th anniversary. Oh, for Jaws. Got it. Okay, cool. I was thinking 30, but that's way too soon. That's my anniversary. 50th anniversary. Some person says, I just noticed your camera hasn't glitched for months. So far, so good, right? Like, knock on wood. Let's not jinx it. So far, so good. Kevin says, yeah, that's the breast thing about vacation. Isaac is looking to get an eyeful of that. But Mighty Geek says, I believe a lot of people were upset about Norm's passing. Oh, absolutely, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, he was part of like the everyday, man. It's like some people you don't expect to pass away, or at least, I don't know. Like I didn't. I know we're all getting older, it's like, but I don't like the passage of time. I like to live in denial. Some person says, Isaac, Lord have mercy. It was time Nira upgraded her front weapons. Mercy, did someone call me? Oh, a beach. Can I do a Fonzie and jump the shark? Very cool, very cool. Kevin says, weapons of mass distraction. Nayobi, what's up, dude? Says, what's the word? Air it up. A-rod up. It's all good, man. We're just drawing Nira's boobs at a tiki bar. That's our job for tonight. That is what everybody is coming up with for tonight. Some person says, I think her butt is a little bigger too. I think her attributes are very much on vacation. She's been doing her squats. Saying hello, that's cool. Very good. What's the word? Word up. I'll tell you what the word is. The word is, let's see, we got Nira. We got Nira X. We've got Evil Nira X, who we affectionately call ENX. We've got Isaac from the Love Boat. We've got Norm from Cheers. We've got, because we're celebrating Jaws' 50th anniversary here too. So we've got Jaws having a drink at the old tiki bar. I don't know. Tonight is a tiki bar night. Tonight is all about the tiki bar. Kevin says Isaac has a very round face. You know what? He does have a rounder face than, as opposed to like a long face, right? What's going on? What's going on? Some person says, you're drunk, Jaws. Go home. Jaws with a Bloody Mary, huh? Christy Hen says, really chomping at the bit to add Jaws. I know, right? Jaws says, look here, that role was just an acting job to help pay for the beach house. Actual quote, by the way. Kevin says, I could just stare stunned with my jaw drop. Would that suffice? By the way, his name is Bruce. Very Jabberjaw-like. I totally agree. He is definitely channeling some Jabberjaws. Bruce Jaws, attorney at law. Yep, now I hear him talking like Curly. Not many acting roles for Sharks. He changed careers. Norm is in Bruce's stomach. I know, right? Some person says, look, habits die hard. I'm a shark. It is what he is. Kevin says, someone has a bit of catching up to do. I know, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You know, the whole reason I'm doing this is so I can hang out with you guys. So I have to read them all, or else I'm not part of the chat. Some person says, I'm just giving Jaws a background. And he needs it. He needs the background. Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay. Kevin says, I meant Bill has some catching up to do at some person. Yes. Oh, yes. Ken says, you can put new leads in the pencil. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've loaded it up like twice already. So, yeah, for sure. Some person is asking how Kat is doing. You know what? I got her some food, and she is resting. I think she's been overdoing it. She's been working on that graphic novel, and I think she's on like page 80 finally. She sees the light at the end of the tunnel with this book. So I think she's been exhausted. I mean, she's kind of burning the candle at both ends. So she is doing good. She got some food in her, feels a little bit better, and I think she just needs to rest, get some sleep, and then we'll come at it fresh tomorrow. Thanks for asking, though. Thanks for checking on her. Yeah, I know. I think I was 20 minutes behind. I go from here, and then I got to go over here, and then I'm back over here. I wish I could do both at the same time. It would be kind of cool, but it's like only one at a time. This is exactly what time dilation feels like. Directed by Nolan himself. Kevin says, Dark Helmet. Yes, sorry, I was going by memory. It's been a little while. Yes, Dark Helmet, for sure. Jay Lee, what's up? Glad you're hanging out with us, man. That's cool. Cute Shark reminds me of the shark from the Pink Panther cartoon. Yes. Reaching back to the Pink Panther cartoon. I remember, I love the Pink Panther cartoon and the little Inspector Clouseau shorts that were in between the Pink Panther cartoon bits. Those were cool, man. I like those cartoons a lot. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you're hanging out with us, man, for sure. Some person sharing a link. Thank you so much, dude. That's super important. I do appreciate that. Very cool, very cool. Some person says, Kat tends to immerse herself in work for months at a time. What month is it? Yeah, very Buck Rogers. She'll come out of the bubble, and it's like, what's happening in the world? Thanks, some person. Yeah, definitely want to get some more backers for our Zen Intergalactic Ninja Nira X crossover issue. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's called Zen Bounty Wars, and it's issue number 2 right now that's on Kickstarter. Even if you only pick up the PDF, you know, just to check it out if you haven't seen it before, super helpful, man. Any support whatsoever would be totally awesome. Hopefully you see some other things under that you also like. We could totally use the support. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that link. Awesome. And double awesome. All right, I think I'm caught up a little bit. So I'm definitely not going to draw a moon in the background. We've done that a couple of times already. So we got to think about what's in the background here. And I think what we talked about already, I think somebody had the idea of putting an island back here, which, since we're running out of room, we'll find a way to put an island theme back here. Actually, you know what? Just on the one side. Actually, it doesn't even look right with the sand. I think it's too high. I think it's too tall. But, however, we can imply that the island is right there because we're gonna have to put a palm tree right here. This is what'll work. I listen to the paper, my friends. I listen to you, and I listen to the paper. If the paper tells me it's gonna work, then it's gonna work. Yeah, and for anybody who's watching for the first time, we all come up with these cool ideas. We mix, we match, we see what we come up with. At the end of the show, we auction off our sketch, our group jam session sketch. We auction it off to one lucky winner, and we can lean the sketch a little bit more not safe for work. Whoever wins it has the choice of saying, hey, draw this a little bit more not safe for work, do something with the bikinis or something. Just modify it just a little bit. or I'll ink it just like this. So it's always up to the person who wins the piece. Totally cool either way. And yes, the piece will be completely inked and finished. So at the end of the show, it looks like this in rough pencil. And then what you'll receive and what we'll post online and stuff will be, of course, like a completely inked piece like this. And I just remind everybody else who's been a part of the show now for a while. Obviously, they know all these things. Thank you for being patient while I let more people know. So that way people know what we got going on here and what our normal Saturdays typically entail. All right, got a nice little palm tree there. See where her leg would be here. Going into the water here. Find my water line. There you go. Let me erase this just a little bit to clean that up just a tiny bit, just because it irritates me. Let's see here. Let me pull this camera this way just a wee bit so you can see the bottom. We had an idea with one of our past pieces about having a little bit more tentacle action. So you know what? We're gonna add a tentacle coming up and visiting Nira X at the Tiki Bar. He's not looking for drinks. All right, so we got this guy coming up this way. Wrap it around her leg this way. Yes. There we go. Just enough detail here so I know what to do when we get into inking here. Very on brand to have a tentacle attacking Nira X. I'll have a second tentacle coming up out of the water, kind of like looking for some fun, looking for some action. I found a way to get a tentacle in there. It's my curse. Kevin says an island with an SS Minnow on it. That would be cool if I thought I could put a little bit more of the island back. Well, I could. I could technically put a little bit more of the island on here. Let's put. I remember the SS Minnow had a big hole in the front. It kind of looked like this a little bit. And we'll put the water line up here. Hey, it worked. It worked. It worked. Hey, focus. Hey, camera. What am I paying you for? It almost fell off the whole thing. There we go. Now it's focused a little bit. Okay, we got the SS Minnow back there. We got the beach. Ocean back. All right, very good. Okay, cool idea. I like where that was headed. Why is this bar on Gilligan's Island? to prove that they were never lost. Some person says Gilligan could almost pass out drunk at the bar. It could just be a silhouette. Gilligan. I keep telling Skipper it's never ever a 3-hour tour, but no. Let me think. You know? All right, let me get a picture of Gilligan. Let me get a picture of Gilligan up on my screen here. We're gonna all right, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. Challenge accepted. Gilligan. Yeah, I'm using voice to text. Okay, here we go. I got an image. Got a little something I can work with. Yeah, I'll work with this one. Okay. All right, we're gonna put Gilligan front row seat, best seat in the house, right behind this here tentacle, right in front of Nira. It's going to be the Gilligan Nira X crossover that you didn't know was coming. This is going to take a minute to ink. This is good. We got a lot of things going on here. But it's funny though, I love it. Oh, look, I'm not even drawing on the screen. Here, let me bring the camera down here a little bit. There we go. Now we can see what's going on. There we go. Okay. You're not going to have like the mysterious, what is he drawing? I have no idea. What's going on? Got his hat on here. Make sure we get his hair. I'll change his expression just a little bit here. Clean this up a little bit. It's the Gilligan crossover by request. Gilligan. All right, we'll tighten all that up in the inking stage. That'll be good. We see where we're going. Got a lot of little celebrity appearances in this one. Armor Glitch, what's up, dude? Saying looks great. That's all. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. Saying hello. That's awesome. Ken says to Mighty Geek, why is any of this happening? Very cool. Very cool. Totally. I was super, super happy you guys are all hanging out with me tonight. Awesome. Some person says maybe someone's face half emerged wearing a scuba mask or an old-fashioned diving helmet. I can halfway... You know what? That would actually be more entertaining than the buoy. I hate to erase the buoy. But you instantly painted a picture in my brain of those old style diving helmets. This is one hell of a summer, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this picture here. You know, the first thing those old diving helmets remind me of are episodes of Scooby-Doo. There we go. Oh shit, that's funny. This is the craziest scene, dude. Kevin says Gilligan passed out on the ground. Let's see, the best seat is the one I'm sitting on. Sunburn says if you do the diver, he looks up at Nira. I should have some eyeball. I'll do the screen so that is his eyeball, so you can actually see his eyeballs behind the screen, looking up at Nira. I think that would be a good idea. So when I ink it up, you'll see his eyeballs like looking up at her at her butt. Nira X and crew on Gilligan's Island. Some person says, or just a butt emerging from the water. No reason. Like most of everything that's happening in this picture right now, I do not see that there's any reason. I feel like it was a call to arms. Now we don't know who this is, but there is a butt coming up out of the water for no reason whatsoever. Dude, this piece is seeing print. I'll tell you that right now. Night Phoenix, what's up, dude? Let's see, I am moving to digital art, and you will not deter me with boobs and gorgeous pencil work. Oh, man. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, dude. Very cool, very cool. Kevin says, why did I read Night Phoenix Press as Nira Express? Express is like Nira delivering stuff. Ah. Very cool, very cool. Some person says Mercy laying in the water, butt out, still drinking. Some person says, gonna pack this image like a can of Spam. I'm telling you, dude. This is happening because Nira has been messing with the bonds of reality. I think so. Holy crap. I won't boo the buoy. If it's more interesting, go for it. Okay, that's cool. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's like I was really enjoying the buoy, but we got a couple of cool little elements out of the sacrifice. The buoy is now a booty. Technically, the booty is still a buoy. Yeah, you see what I did there? Kevin says, I was just going to bring up Scooby-Doo. Buoy booty. Say that 5 times real fast. Cannot do it. Ken, when I see a diving helmet, I think of Bioshock. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I could totally see that. Absolutely. Kevin says, well, Gilligan, this is a fine-ass mess you've gotten us into this time. Apex, what's up, dude? Glad you're here hanging out with us, man. That's awesome. Awesome. Apex says, Nira X and Marianne. You know what? ENX is kind of like chilling like Marianne a little bit. Some person's a little tiny on the emerging booty, like it was stranded. A butt cake. Kevin says it's Malka. She's diving for pearls. Ken's like, yes. Some person says a drink on the butt too with foliage to make it seem like more island like. Damn it, that does seem kind of funny. I do kind of like this idea of balancing a drink. You know, maybe the diver is actually balancing his drink on this butt. All right, so this is where we're going to put a drink, right on that butt. We're going to keep that right there. Jay Lee says, looks good. Thanks for earlier tonight. Had fun on the stream. Yeah, dude, the stream was great. I had a great time hanging out. I'm still going to auction off the piece that we drew on the stream too. So I've got the Nira X piece that we drew on the stream together, and then we're also going to be auctioning off this piece tonight as soon as we're done, which I think we almost are. This thing is jam packed. It's going to take me a week to ink this thing. Kevin says, oh, Courtney, you're in another piece of art. Can you guess where? Armor Glitch says, has Bill ever drawn Fembat? That's a good question. Hello, Apex. Maybe I can draw the Fembat. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Ken says, LOL, you could have a tiny drunk umbrella coming out of the butt. Very, very cool. Apex says, I don't think Bill has drawn Fembat before. I think maybe we might have to make that happen. You let me know, dude. You let me know. That'd be kind of neat to put on the list. Jaylee says, yeah, mine is up on Twitter and I tagged you. Oh, cool, dude. As soon as I get off the show, I'll make sure that I repost it and share it on the page too. Some person says a drink koozie. Kevin says, look at that. A drink and a snack right at eye level. If I could get this damned helmet off. Night Phoenix says, is that Isaac from the Love Boat back there? Yes, it is. Dude, they kept on coming up with ideas and like little guest appearances as we're going. I probably got to tighten up Gilligan's face a little bit to make him. I'm not a portrait guy, so it's I got the hat, I got his hair, but it's like I got to do something with Gilligan's face when I ink it to make him look a little bit more like Gilligan. But Isaac is pretty good. Norm back here is not too bad. We've depraved homeostasis. Ken says a drink floozy. Some person says we've achieved depraved homeostasis. I think we have. Christiane says nice. Armor Glitch says Richard Pryor. I know the whole time I'm drawing Isaac, he looks like Richard Pryor. But it's like I got him just enough. You know, he's got that just a small gap in his two front teeth, plus a little bow tie and stuff. And since we're at a bar, he's a bartender. I got the little bow tie and stuff. But dude, he looks a lot like Richard Pryor. Am I right? The way that I drew him. Apex says, yes, Bill Moss, you can put Fembat on the list. The more artists that draw fembat, the better. All right. Well, I'll definitely I'll send you a message, and we'll see if we'll make that official. That'll be awesome. Some person says, Jaws, you need a bigger butt. Oh, not Jaws. Jaws is saying you need a bigger butt. And don't forget Jabberjaws. I know. I hear that voice too. I hear Curly. I hear Curly in the background. Love it. Great work. Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. Yeah, man. I think this is it for this one. I think this is it. I am toasty right now. All right, let me put it like this. Let me see if the camera will focus a little bit better. Let's see, let me put it up like this a little bit. And we'll put it like this a little bit. See if we can get a little bit more straight. Get some focus on this thing. All right. Let me see. Ken says, I feel like the diver's air tube should lead up to Jaws' mouth. It's kind of like right there, right? You have intrigued me with your suggestion. I just like the way that feels. I think that just feels right. There's a lot of things that you need to think about and make sense about in this picture. I'll tell you that right now. All right, I'm gonna leave this kind of sideways like this. That way you can see the whole thing. It doesn't get cut off. Some person says it's a nice callback to the bowl of snacks on the butt. Oh, you remember that? Yeah. We did that. I remember that. Yep. That was fun. Kevin says, "Oh, the air hose is like floss, or maybe he like I don't know, like he's I don't know. I think he's smoking the freaking diver. I don't know. Like there's something weird going on." That's funny. No, I'm glad you dig it, dude. Apex says, "Is that a snake wrapped around her leg, or is it happy to see her?" Yeah, I got this tentacle anime thing that happens. The tentacles make their way into my drawings at times. Very cool, very cool. Well, I tell you what, guys, let me open this up for auction. For anybody who's here for the first time, this is what we do every Saturday. Saturdays at 10 o'clock, we all get together and we come up with crazy ideas, come up with a cool pencil sketch. The sketch is going to be inked. You know, whoever wins the piece, you know, it is going to be like finished and actually inked up correctly. Right now, it's rough pencil because that's as much time as we have for the show because we don't have 3 more hours for me to ink it. So what we do is just what the ticker tape says there on the bottom. It's just we just auction it off. It doesn't matter what number you put up, just as long as you type the word bid next to your number. And one winner from the chat will be able to take this home. And when I ink it, you can let me know. Whoever wins the piece, you have the option of kind of like leaning it a little bit more not safe for work or not. And I'll ink it. If it's still safe for work, I'll post it everywhere. If it's not, if it goes not safe for work, then what I'll do is I'll post it up on my Patreon page. So that way everybody can, if you're a member of the Patreon page, you can download a high res of it. So I try to upload high res versions of all of these in color up on the Patreon page, which is slow coming, but but I'm digging into it and getting them uploaded and getting them put up there. So if anybody would like to start bidding on this, that's awesome. And then we'll just take it one day at a time from there. But we'll let this go for like 5 minutes ish. So it's almost 11:35. So at 11:40, we're gonna call it and do a 10-second countdown, and then we'll see who wins this piece of art. And then we're also gonna auction off the other one that I did a little earlier today, this Nira X Zen piece, which actually turned out quite nice. I blue lined it and then I technically inked it with a black color pencil because I like working with black color pencils sometimes. That's one of my things that I like to do. So our crazy piece, our featured piece of the evening, we can go ahead and start bidding on that whenever you guys would like to do that, and then we'll go from there. Kevin Green in the room with $1. You guys gonna let Kevin take this home for $1? Thanks, Kevin. Always getting things started, man. Ken says all we're missing is the jelly monster. I know, right? Kevin says, "Where's Nira's glistening skin?" Oh, that'll be in the full color piece. Apex says, "Hire Nira X. She's popular at parties." Some person says, "Only if you want to. I understand if the joke is tired." Oh, the banana. All right, I could pause. I could pause for the banana. You know what? Right over the bar. Because I don't know that the banana joke is ever going to die. It's such a simple little thing, and like we know what's up with it. So the duct tape banana has to live on to make this high art. We will duct tape a banana to the roof of the tiki bar. No, that's a good idea. Don't let us forget. Don't let us forget. It's all good. It's around her leg. We're good. Ken says, "I was wondering if it belonged to him." Jay Lee in the room with 25. Thanks, dude. I'm just writing it down real quick so I don't have to scroll up to see anything. Night Phoenix in the room with 50. Thanks, man. Awesome, awesome. Jay Lee back in the room with 55. Thanks, dude. Jay Lee says 55, but Jay Lee also said 55. Hell yeah. Kevin says one of these days it's going to be a rotten joke. I know, right? Chris Dehan in the room with 60. Awesome, dude. Thanks, man. Kevin with our most popular bid ever, 69. It's one of our favorite bids. You got it in. Hell yeah. Jay Lee back in the room at 75. That's awesome, dude. Thanks, man. We always have to have at least 169 bid. It's tradition. It is tradition at this point that we do these things. I figure we got we still got 4 minutes left. We're doing good. We're doing good. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, man. Chris Dehan showing what's up with 81. Thanks, bro. Kevin says, where was the 69 last week when I got the art for 25? I know, you did. You got a piece for 25. It was I think it was the chip art piece. It was like the Power Rangers piece, right? I know, that was very uncharacteristic. But that was a good little special. That was a good little special. You never know how the auction's going to go. That's the fun of the auction. All right, Chris Dehan has the big bid in the room right now with 81. Awesome, awesome. I think we got 3 minutes left. Gonna call it at 11:40. You guys came up with so many cool ideas. Oh my god. Each piece is like a yearbook piece. It marks a moment in time that we all had together. Okie dokie. 2 minutes left. We're almost there. We're almost at the end of the microwave dinner. Kevin says, shouldn't it end at 11:38? THX, of course. This auction was directed by George Lucas. That's still funny. You guys got Norm in the background. I still can't believe I could fit the SS Minnow back there. That's a very, very small detail. I didn't think that was going to work, but it ended up working pretty good. I'm definitely going to have to put some little water drips or something on Nira. She's definitely summertiming it up. Let's see. Kevin says not nearly as small as the little tiny. I know, the little tiny ENX on her hat. I'm still amazed at what we replaced the buoy with, because the butt looks really good here with the glass on top. All right, less than a minute left to go, and then we are going to call it. I do the 10-second countdown on the keyboard. Hopefully everybody is in the live chat on the YouTube channel. If you happen to be watching from one of the Facebook pages, sometimes it's not as synced up as all that. It's always synced up a whole lot better if you're watching directly from the YouTube channel. And if you're on the YouTube channel, please, drop me a like. Drop me a like. Help a Bill out. Help your brother Bill out with a like and a subscription. Because that's what all YouTubers say. It's like, subscribe and like. But it actually does mean a lot. Kevin in the house with 85. Thanks, dude. Almost time for the 10-second countdown. All right, it looks like that is it. All right, I type in the countdown into the field. As soon as the field clears, I type in the next number. So it only goes as fast as it lets me. So 9, 8, 7, 6. I mean business when I go Spanish. 5 de mayo. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and typing in. Whoop, where's the 1? Where'd it go? There we go. All right, typing in a 000 now to mark it as sold. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Awesome. It's sold. And let's see. I'm going to scroll up, make sure that something didn't pop in right beforehand. And I believe Kevin has it for 85. Is that correct? I'm looking over the chat real quick just to make sure that that's correct. Please, everybody, congratulate Kevin. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. You're awesome, dude. Kevin just won that piece for 85. Kevin says, woo! Some person says, Uno lays down last card. Christiane says, congrats. Maurice says, congrats. That's awesome, awesome. Congratulations, Kevin, from Apex. Ken says, congrats. Awesome, guys. You guys are the best, man. All right, Kevin. I'm gonna put this one over here. This one is yours. And I know you want me to lean it a little bit. Not safe for work. So I'm going to put a little note on it. Jay Lee says, congrats. Awesome, awesome. And for anybody who's watching the show for the first time, or you don't know how things might work out, if you happen to win a piece, what happens is you simply send a PayPal to this address. I know Kevin already knows this, so I'm not saying this for Kevin, but anybody who's watching the show for the first time, or you're watching the show after the fact and you just want to see what we do on Saturdays. So you send a PayPal to my email address right there, Bill Mouse Art, gmail.com. And you just make sure that you include your mailing address and stuff in the notes of the PayPal. Or you can just email me directly at my Gmail address afterwards. And that's all there is to it. I mail you the inked artwork, and then we're all good to go. So we do have one more piece for tonight that needs to go to a home. So we'll go ahead and start the bidding on that. Let me catch up real quick on the chat real fast. I see that Don is in the chat. What's up, dude? You recognize this is the piece that we had on the show. I'm auctioning it off right now. We just auctioned off the sketch that we did for tonight. We had a fresh sketch that was for tonight. Everybody came up with crazy ideas for this one. Nira X at a tiki bar with basically all of these guest appearances. Nuts. I absolutely love it. All right, so we've got the, I call this the studio special because Don Draws Stuff hosted us just a couple hours ago on his live stream. We're hanging out. We're doing some drawing. This is a drawing that I ended up doing with Nira X and Zen. Thanks, Don, for letting us hang out with you and hosting us for a little bit. Had a good time. Let's see. Kevin says, thank you. But I would have sworn one of you would have sniped me. It's true. It does happen. Maurice says, Kevin is not safe for work. The end means never with him. Don says, we just got done streaming. So much fun hanging out with you, Kat. No, that's awesome. We had fun with you too, dude. We totally had fun. We'll definitely plan on doing it again. Got to hang out with our fellow artists, talk a little shop, do some sketching. Kevin says a little bit. Oh no, a lot. Well, I don't see Norm without a shirt. Awesome. So we got the Nira X, the studio special. So I will leave this up here. If anybody would like to bid on it, we'll let this go for 5 minutes. It's 11:45 right now, so we're going to let it go until 11:50. And then we'll do a 10-second countdown just like we did before. And that's our evening. That's what we do. Jay Lee in the room quick with 35. Thanks, bro. You're awesome, man. I appreciate it. Chris Dehan with 37. Thanks, Chris. The Don says, liked and shared out on my X. Congrats and have a great show, buddy. Holla. Thanks, brother. You guys have a good one. Jay Lee back in the room with 40. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I love this piece. This is cool. I really like drawing just with the black rendered pencil like that. There's something about it, like the line weight just really works for me. Hell yeah. The Don says, get it. Chris Dehan in the room with 43. Awesome. Thanks, dude. Kevin says, you guys didn't even give me an opportunity to bid the $1. He always does the little $1 bid to get things rolling. We'll forgive you guys this time. It's fine. Jay Lee back in the room with 45. Thanks, dude. We still got 3 minutes left, and we'll see how things pan out for the evening. Chris Dehan says, hell no, 49 is what I'm talking about. The drama continues. The plot thickens. Jay Lee back in the room with 50. Thanks, brother. It's a tight race. Coming around the corner. Chris Dehan says, no, I got a little bit more gas. How about 55? You're awesome, dude. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was nice. We were doing the were doing the show before because we're promoting our the Zen Kickstarter because it's a Nira X crossover. All right, Jay Lee is back in the room with 60. Ken in the room with 57, but you were already beat with the 60. But Chris Dehan is in the room with 66. Chris is hanging on, guys. Oh no. Kevin says the stream stopped for him. I don't know. Everything's okay on this end. As far as I know, everything's going okay. Jay Lee back in a room with 70. Thanks, dude. Awesome, dude. Chris Dehan back with 77. This is a battle, yo. This is a battle to the finish. And we still got 2 minutes. Well, a little bit less than 2 minutes left. We're getting down to the wire. Jay Lee says, no, 80. I got more gas in the tank. Kevin says, I will, just for the hell of it, bid 69. It is tradition, and I expect it from you, and I will be disappointed if I didn't get it. Chris is back in the running now with 88. He says, when this baby hit 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. He's got the flux capacitor bid. Kevin says, I has to lower the stream quality to get things. Oh, no. Yeah, sometimes my thing does that too. It does that too. Jay Lee is back in the room with 90. Thanks, dude. Very cool, very cool. Less than 1 minute left to go. We're going to start doing a 10-second countdown. Almost up. Almost there. The drama. The story. Okay, it's time. All right, here we go, guys. 10-second countdown starting 9, 8, 7, 6. Whoa, got a pause here. Chris Dehan in the room with 99. Awesome sauce. I'm going to write that down right here real quick, and then we will continue the countdown. Oh, Jay Lee in the room now with 100. We're going to do a flat 100. Chris Dehan is back with 103. The battle continues. All right, continuing the countdown from 5. Here we go. Up. Jay Lee is back in the house with 110. You're awesome, dude. All right, continuing to count down from here, starting with 5, 4, 3. Let me see here. We're stopping at 3. Platinum in the room. What's up, dude? Platinum says, since you won't send me my other stuff, I may as well bid 175 and add it to the pile. Platinum with the hammer time. Check you out, dude. Awesome, man. It's good to see you, brother. 175 from Platinum. He says he's got lots of gas in the tank. He's good. He's good to go. Awesome, brother. All right, starting the countdown again from 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Typing in 000 for sold. Boom, and Platinum from the woods, from the horizon, with the sniper rifle of all time. 175, playing the long game like the master he is. Oh my God, dude. Some person says Platinum was playing the long game. I know, man. Bro. Maurice says, congrats to Platinum Abra. Please, everybody do congratulate Platinum. That is awesome. Wow. Chris Dehan says, congrats. Wow. Platinum saying, playing the 7 Days to Die update. Jay Lee says I had a max of 150, but Platt came in. Congrats. Yeah, that was pretty tight. That was pretty tight. Ken says congrats. Awesome, awesome. Platinum saying, can I get color? It's very special. You can get color. I will include digital color on top of this. It's drawn in a rendered pencil, so I can't put physical color on top of the paper. Okay, but the digital color, I will include it in there for you, dude. And you got plenty of stuff in the drawer. Obviously, you support, so I'd be happy to put color on this for you, dude. Make sure that you get a high res version of this. Kevin says, welcome back to the land of the living. Platinum says, thank you, thank you. Apex says, congratulations, Platinum. The amazing return of Platinum. Night Phoenix says, congrats. Awesome, awesome. Very cool, dude. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll hold it up real close to the camera. You can see, like, I do the light when I do a rendered pencil. I do the light blue line, so you can see the blue line underneath. And then I do like what is technically an inking, but I do it with a black Prisma color pencil. So I guess I get the richness of the ink, but like the line weights and how hard you can press down on the pencil with the color pencil. I love being able to draw like that. Maurice says the pieces you finish up will be on Patreon. Yes, they will. They will. And I know it has been taking me a little bit longer to catch up with the pieces that we've had, because I do have a list of pieces that are set to go up on the Patreon page. I do need to take some more time out to color them. We did 2 Kickstarter, but we did a Nera X issue, and right now we have the Zen issue, which is a Nera X crossover. We did those back to back, so it just kind of ate up a little bit too much time during the week. But now the schedule is actually loosening up again, so you're going to see a lot more updates on the Patreon page. So that's where they're going to go. If it's a safe for work piece, I'm going to put it up as a public post and you can just download it. If it's a not safe for work, of course, I'm forced to keep it behind the paywall. And that's what helps support the studio a little bit too, is having that little bit of secret club action, going on in the Patreon page. But yeah, that's where they will eventually migrate to. One by one will be up on the Patreon page. Oh, you might not know about the Patreon page. Let me see if I could find the little thing here. We have a secret Patreon page where I put up most of my. Here we go. Let me take this off. Here we go. We put up our not safe for work artwork here at our club. It's our secret club. It's called Club Corrupt. It's patreon.com/Club Corrupt. There's 2 different levels, but please only pick the cheaper of the 2 levels, because it gives you full access to the whole thing. There's no hidden whatever. So if you do support us on the slightly more expensive, I think there's like a $5 and a $10 a month thing. If you do the $10, that's just because you would like to, and I can get an extra cup of coffee or some extra pencils or something that month. You're helping to support the studio, make sure we got a little bit what we need to keep going. But you can get the lesser of the 2, and you got full access to the whole page. You're totally cool that way. Let me see where we were on the chat. Oh, there we go. Platinum says, always good, but sometimes you do a piece that talks to me. Oh, that's cool, man. I do love that. I like it when a certain piece of artwork just hits you the right way, because that's the way I collect too. That's the way that I see other people that I collect from also. And it's like, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you're able to get a piece like that actually hits you the right way. That's awesome, dude. That makes me feel good, man. That makes my weekend, brother. That's awesome. Let's see. Don't even mind the Zen in it. I hear you. Yeah, I'm super happy too, because the issue that we have up now, it's got a lot more Nera X happening in the story. She's actually part of the shenanigans now. So instead of just that last page appearance. Kevin says, what does she say to you, Platinum? It's not a secret anymore. Let's hope not. But it doesn't leave this room. It's a secret. It's only for us. Oh yeah, and don't forget my other Patreon. Also, the other Patreon is really going to get I'll start mentioning my regular Patreon page, probably starting at Christmas time. I do have a Bill Mouse Art Patreon page. Not a lot is happening there at the moment. I'm not posting there a whole lot right now, but it is. We are planning on having it be a lot more active, and I got some exclusive content for it, and I want to post like a lot of. There's so many pieces that it'd be nice to have them in one at one place. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it's just patreon.com at / Bill Mossart, and it'll be active for Christmas. It'll be active for Christmas. You want me. I hear the whole song. In my head. Oh, thanks, some person. Yeah, definitely. There's the link for Club Corrupt right there. And then my normal Patreon is the Bill Moss Art Patreon. And like I said, it's going to start being a lot more active at Christmas time. I've got a story that we've been working on for quite a while that's going to allow us to actually put up new content, like probably like a new page of content every single week of a cool story that we've had. And of course, we got tons and tons of other artwork that, commissions and pieces and personal pieces, things that people generally have not seen, other than like the person who bought the piece, so it'd be nice to have a place to actually show all that stuff off. Actually, everybody can enjoy it, and we can download it for your digital collections or whatnot. Let's see. Platinum says, where we at secret plan wise? I was supposed to have some thumbnails to you already, so I'm a little upset about that. Thank God you're patient with me. So where we're at with that is, if I don't have thumbnails to you to look at by next week, I'm going to elbow myself, because I've got the time to do it now. So these it's the 2 Kickstarters. It's super, super time consuming. Just running the Kickstarter. Once the Kickstarter part is done, drawing the book is normal. That's a normal schedule. It's running the Kickstarter itself that's super time consuming. All the promotion, all the extra bits of artwork that you have to do. So look for me next week, Platinum. I will be updating you next week. It is a priority, because I was supposed to do it like last week and the week before. So let's make sure that I get on the ball, because we're gonna get going on that story. I love the story. I love the ideas. We got to get moving on it. There is my webpage, everybody. Thank you, some person, again. Sharing the links is actually super important for me. So having them up there in the chat where people can just click on them, that's really, really good. My webpage is just a good hub to find anything that I'm currently working on. So all my social links are there. I'll usually have a front page with a link to like whatever the current thing is. So right now, of course, it's the Zen Bounty Wars #2 issue on Kickstarter. And it's just a good place. Like if you just want to find out my links real quick and find out where I'm at, what I'm doing, what artwork, what projects we're all working on together. So it's just easy place to go find out all that stuff. Kevin says, secret plan. Twirls my mustache. Do tell. Platinum says, how about a chalk Nira on black paper? I could do a white color pencil on black paper. I could also do white ink on black paper. We could do something interesting. It'd be something kind of cool. We'll talk about your ideas. If you got something interesting in mind, let me know. Platinum says, not the elbow. Oh my God. A pastel Nira? Yes. I've actually been thinking about doing some actually like acrylic painting Nira stuff. So there's some things that might be happening down the road with some different media, seeing Nira in some different media, which would be kind of nice. Speaking of nice, Platinum says, nice. Very cool. Yep, there's my link on X. Very, very cool. Yes, thank you for sharing that. So I know Ken will be happy about this, but this is Ken Zazer runs our Nira X on Reddit page. So if you want to find Nira X on Reddit, he's going to have some rare stuff on there to look at, some cool stuff that you can't see in other places, can't see readily. Nice to have that stuff there. And there's the Zen Bounty Wars 2 link. please go back. Please buy a copy of my book, so that way I can keep on making more books. Kevin says, "How about a Van Gogh Nira?" I was thinking like in different styles and different things. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Courtney, what's up? I'm glad you're hanging out with us. That's awesome. Courtney says, "Mixed media Nira would be sweet with Malka." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That I might have to put a note on that. I think that's a fantastic idea. I think that would be a lot of fun. Awesome, awesome. Kevin says hi to Courtney. Very cool. Chris Dehan says watercolor Nira. Yeah, I was actually thinking about some of those too. And I wanted to do a painted issue, like a mixed media painted issue with Nira. But that's something that's a next year thing. But it is something it's on our bulletin board of things that we want to do. So that is very possible. And single pieces, talk about like single piece watercolor Nira, like doing like in a pencil and then doing watercolors on top and stuff like that. It's like that's also something that I want to play with. So please put a pin in it, Mr. Chris Dehan, because I think that could be coming up soon. It'd be nice to have some artsy Nira X artwork start to appear, start to emerge. Platinum says, yeah, let's spice it up and get crazy. Hell yeah. Courtney says, just popped in to see Richard Pryor staring at me. I'm not a portrait guy. I'll tell everybody straight up. I'm not a portrait guy. I'll draw a caricature that's kind of close or whatever. I was going for Isaac from The Love Boat, but there's no way you can't see Richard Pryor in that face. Platinum says, such good ideas, crew. Yes. I love our group. I love the ideas that we're coming up with. I'm looking forward to growing our group and having just cooler and bigger projects. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm excited. Kevin says, look, it's Malka in my art. Can you guess where? Mm-hmm. Courtney says, Kevin, I heard. Platinum says he looks like the science guy to me. Oh, okay. I could sort of see that. Kevin says, so is that Isaac Pryor? Yes, it's Isaac Pryor. It is an amalgam of Isaac and Richard Pryor. Kevin says, I'm honored to have your butt. There we go. There we go. Let's put a drink on that right there. There you go. Oh, you guys are awesome. This has been an awesome Saturday. Thank you so much, guys. This is a lot of fun. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar because I don't know what next Saturday is. I think we've got things happening next Saturday, so I have to see what's going on. Let me see here. Yeah, next Saturday might be different. We may or may not actually be streaming next Saturday because we're going to be at Tidewater Comic-Con, which is right here in Virginia Beach. It's my local show. So we may or may not be doing some streaming Saturday night. It all depends. We might just do a fun stream with us just kind of like hanging out wherever we're at, because we are going to be hanging out with our good friends Sai and Shay from the Red Valkyrie channel. And we're going to be hanging out with all of our comic book and art friends. So next week is going to be kind of like playing it by ear, and then we'll see how it goes kind of situation. So hopefully you guys will just keep an eye on the horizon and see where we end up. Ken says you better stream on Saturday, July 5th. That's Nira's birthday. Well, July 5th, I think we're safe. And you're right. That is absolutely Nira X's birthday, because who else's birthday is it? I'm not going to say out loud. July 5th is actually Nira X's birthday. It's in the Nira X Bible. We're compiling a Bible slowly but surely, so that way all of our dates and facts and names can be solidified. I know. It's Nira X's birthday. We're definitely going to be streaming on July 5th. Saturday, July 5th is the date. We'll be here, 10 o'clock. That's true. That's true. Ken also remembered that Cat Mouse's birthday is on the 6th. So we'll be doing a lot of celebratory things on that stream. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. Platinum says, my only guesses are Bill or Cat or her mom. Am I right? Well, for the 6th, it's going to be Cat. The Cat Mouse is getting a year older. And then Nira X gets another year older on the 5th. So hopefully I'll have Kat with me on the stream. I'm hoping that she'll be here for the Saturday stream, because that would be a lot of fun to include that. Courtney says, and Malka is July 1st. There's a lot of July going on here, my friends. That's awesome. We'll have to celebrate Malka's birthday too, I'm telling you. That is awesome. That is going to be a busy stream. Kevin says, how can ENX have a different birthday? Well, you know what? Her birthday would also have to be on July 5th. Wouldn't it? Maybe one of them was born in the early part of the day and one of them was born at night. Platinum says, I want to birth a cyber angel. ENX should be January 5th. I know, right? Just to make it opposite. You know what? Your ideas are actually good. I'm going to say January 5th. I'm just going to note it down here. And I think I'm going to put it down in the Nira X Bible. But it does make more sense that they're born on the same day. But everything about her is opposite. So January 5th might be the day. That could be the day. You might actually have me convinced. I'm going to think about it some more. But you might actually have me convinced. Kevin says, I think I read that wrong. It's late for me. What is the exact opposite of July 5th? What would be the exact opposite? Kevin says, with enough money, anything is possible. Anti-July 5th. Yay! All right, we'll think on that some more. We'll come to a solid decision on ENX's birthday as soon as we come up with a perfect solution. Ken says, I wouldn't hate it if ENX's birthday was July 5th, though. I know. It still makes sense to me to have it July 5th, but I like that she's opposite, right? She's opposite. She's left-handed. The delta's on the opposite side, black hair instead of white hair. Platinum says, counting backwards from December. 7-5 would be 5-7. That's a good point. I actually kind of like that. That little play on backwards makes a little bit more sense to me. If we're going to do a backwards birthday, if we're going to do a completely backwards birthday, that might be the way to do it. Some person might be in here with the win. I think some person might actually have this figured out. My brain kind of likes that one better. Fifth of bourbon? Yeah, I think Ken agrees with you. I think that's what we're going to shoot for. That kind of that agrees with me too. I do like that. Platinum says ENX Zen team up. they could point the opposite of my pictures facing. Kevin says May the 7th. The 4th has to be topped. The 4th has been topped. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, look, I'm going to go and grab myself a little bit of sleep. This has been a great Saturday. So much fun hanging out with you guys. The auctions were awesome. The ideas for the artwork is awesome. I'm glad that we stayed after a little bit because the birthday thing for ENX kind of makes sense to me. I kind of like what's going on with that. I might actually write that into the Bible tonight. Platinum says, but then again, maybe theirs is no evil Zen. Ken says, have a good night. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and set everything up so we can play ourselves out. And yeah, guys, everybody have a good one. And like I said, next weekend we'll play things by ear a little bit. And I'll post on my Facebook page, what we're doing, what we're up to, and and we'll see what happens. Yeah, because next week is Tidewater Comic Con. I didn't think about that. And it's Saturday and Sunday, so it's going to be a busy time. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy your Sunday. And we will see you again soon. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Good night, Seattle.